Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sholihah. In this occasion, I will explain about instrument specification. There are the definition, the function of instrument specification, the requirement of instrument specification, the benefit, and the last, the type of behavior that can be measured. So let's get started. What is instrument specification? Specification is a description of the scope and content of the material to be tested. In another definition, specification is a format or matrix that contains the criteria for the question that are needed or to be arranged. Specification can also be interpreted as a test, blueprint, or table of specification, which is a description of the competencies and the material to be tested. Its form is a table that contains detail of material and behavior along with the balance or proportion desired. This is the example of instrument specification. There are no number, basic competence, subject, number of written test question, number of practice question. And then, function of instrument specification. The first is guidelines in writing question to be compiled. The second is the question writer will produce question in accordance with the instrument specification. The third is writers of different question will produce relatively the same set of question in terms of the level of depth, in terms of the coverage of the material being asked. And then, instrument specification requirement. A good specification instrument must satisfy the following requirements. The first is the specification instrument must be able to represent the content of syllabus or curriculum or material that has been taught appropriately and proportionally. The second is the components are described clearly and are easy to be understood. The third is the material to be asked can be made as a question. Benefit of specification instrument. The benefit of the specification instrument is as a guide in writing question or in assembling question into a test. Another benefit of the specification instrument is to guarantee a good sample of question, in sense that it covers all subjects proportionally. In order for the test item or item to cover the whole material, subject or subsubject, proportionally. Before writing the test item, we must first make a specification instrument as a guide. A specification instrument contains the number of items that must be met for each form of question and each subject and for each aspect of the ability to be. Next, type of behavior that can be measured. Cognitive domain developed by Benjamin S. Bloom are: the first is memory, such as mentioning, determining, showing, recalling, and defining. Second is understanding, such as differentiating, changing, giving example, estimating, drawing conclusion. The third is application, among others, such as using, applying. Fourth, the analysis include comparing, classifying, categorizing, and analyzing. Fifth is synthesis, such as connecting, developing, organizing, composing. Sixth, evaluation includes interpreting, assessing, and deciding. Next, the type of behavior that QUEL must develop are: memorize, such as copying, defining, finding, locating, quoting, listening, googling, repeating, retrieving, searching, memorizing, selecting, and duplicating. Analyze include calculating, categorizing, correlation, linking, organizing, dividing, illustrating, deducing, integrating, and estimating. Compare include correlating, linking, comparing, analyzing, and justifying. Inference, such as inferring, justifying, and deciding. Evaluate, such as arguing, validating, testing, scoring, assessing, debating, defining, grading, measuring, rating, reflecting, and etc. And then, determination of behavior to be measured. After the activity of determining the material to be has been complete, the next activity is to determine the exact behavior to be measured. The behavior to be measured in the 2013 curriculum depend on the demand of competence, both core competencies and basic competencies. Each competency in the curriculum has a different level of breadth and depth of ability. The higher the ability or behavior measured in accordance with the competency target, the more difficult the question will be and the more difficult it will be to arrange them. In the content standard, the behavior to be measured can be seen in the behavior contained in the basic competency formulating or in the content standard. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.